Hi, I'm Tenora Davis, and I help leaders who've become the bottleneck regain clarity, structure, and freedom. My work focuses on faith led strategy, systems, and execution so the work can move forward without you carrying everything. Vision is sacred, but vision doesn't protect people. If you're a leader with a God given vision and the work feels heavier as it grows, this conversation is for you. Today, I want to define what I mean by faith led execution because needing structure, clarity, or support is not a sign of weak faith. Very often, it's a sign that your leadership is maturing, that your organization is maturing. Most leaders I work with are deeply faithful, deeply capable, and still exhausted. God gave the vision, the people believe in the mission, but execution has slowly become heavy. Not all at once, but quietly. As teams grow, as decisions multiply, as people start to look to you for clarity more often, as the stakes get higher, at some point leadership shifts from exciting to weighty, and no one really prepares you for that shift. If things feel heavier now than they did in the beginning, that doesn't mean you miss God. Growth creates weight. Vision creates responsibility. Leadership often feels isolating right before it becomes overwhelming. Difficulty is not disobedience, and weight is not misalignment. So if you've been quietly asking yourself, did I do something wrong? Did I move too fast? Did I miss God? This is your permission to release that. Faith-led execution doesn't begin by re-questioning your calling. It begins by stewarding the weight that comes along with your calling. Let me clarify what faith-led execution is not. It's not sitting around saying, I'm waiting on God so you can avoid making the necessary changes. And it's not constantly questioning whether the vision was from God every time things feel heavy. Faith-led doesn't mean passive. Faith-led assumes the calling was real and it asks a different question. How do I carry this wisely now that it's grown? Here's something that leaders don't say out loud often. Many leaders hesitate to add structure, not because they don't value it, but because structure can feel like a loss of control. And let's be honest, it feels good when everyone comes to you for everything. It reminds you that you're the visionary, that you're needed, that the work is connected to you. There's a part of that can feel validating, but faith-led leaders have to ask, is that healthy? Is it sustainable? Because being needed is not the same as being effective, and being central is not the same as being healthy. Here's how you know structure hasn't caught up yet. If people can't move without your approval, if all decisions stall when you're unavailable, if your inbox has become the control center, if the same questions keep coming back to you over and over again, that's not automatically a character issue. Sometimes it's control, sometimes it's micromanagement, but very often it's simply this. Clarity lives in you, not in the system. So your team doesn't know what good looks like without checking in with you. And you don't know how to release responsibility without risking quality. That's not failure, that's a structure gap. And this is where faith-led execution comes in. Faith-led execution starts with one belief. Execution is stewardship. Luke 14:28 says, suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? So Jesus himself connects vision with planning and stewardship. Faith-led does not mean unstructured. Psalms 127:1 says, unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain. This verse is not anti-planning. It's anti-building without God. Unless the Lord builds the house doesn't mean we don't build. It means we don't build it without him. It means God leads. It means we have to have faith. Wisdom determines the pace, and systems protect people. Execution is not neutral. It either creates freedom or it creates pressure. And when execution isn't stewarded, leaders slowly become the bottleneck. Not because they want control, but because clarity lives in them instead of in the system. If leadership feels heavier than it used to, If you're holding clarity for everyone else, if everything still runs through you, that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means the calling has grown and the structure hasn't caught up yet. And you don't have to carry that alone. This series is about helping leaders steward vision into healthy systems and sustainable execution without becoming the bottleneck, without burning people out. In the next episode, we'll talk about structure more directly and why vision needs structure to last. If this resonates, stay with me. You're not behind, you're not failing, and you don't have to carry this alone. This is faith-led execution. If this conversation resonates, subscribe for weekly teachings on leadership, systems, and faith-led execution.